What's up, News Geeks? My name is OMGWTF, LOL, FTWBRB, and welcome to Suprocker Saturday. Suprocker Saturday is one of the days of the week that I choose to really play any game I really want to, such as the game that we've been playing for quite a while now, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I have not done this in quite a long time, considering I've been kind of busy with my recent wrestling uploads and all that, but finally we return, nothing due to this week, and we're going to be playing with the team I like to call Team Ninja. Of course, we're going to be starting off with Ryu. I am currently looking for a costume I like for him, and I end up sticking to the original because I didn't really like any of them. The next person we're going to be choosing is the legendary Iron Fist, and of course I like to match up the attires or costume, call them what you want. I actually picked the wrong Iron Fist assist here on accident, and but last but not least, our final partner is going to be Strider Hero. I picked the wrong one there. I don't know why I picked that one. I meant to get this one, of course, and we're going to pick Vajra. I can't pronounce the damn word correctly. And as always, no time and all normal. So there's always that. And our first match is going to be against MODOK, Felicia, and Dr. Doom.
Come on. Fight. By my calculations, you'll be dead in seconds.
So a reoccurring theme I have going on in these playthroughs is I like to give you information on the characters that I play. That's why I pre-record this instead of live record it, because I'm no Maximilian. I'm not good at the game, and I'm not entertaining enough, if you ask me, to live record a fighting game. Sorry, I lost my thought there. So I like to give you information on the characters I end up winning the playthrough with, like as I've done in the past. And this time around, we're going to win it with Ryu. So I'm going to give you some info, or the info that at least I found interesting on Ryu. So Ryu is a video game character created by Capcom. Obviously, he's the main protagonist of the Street Fighter series, and he is shown to be highly focused on his training, aiming to become the strongest he can. However, his powers also attract several criminals, who want to use him for their plans. In some games, Ryu has a form known as Evil Ryu. I believe that's actually shown off in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I want to say. Not quite sure. And I don't know if I mentioned it here, but I'm going to mention it now since we're almost done. Ryu actually has two different forms in the original Marvel vs. Capcom, where he can play as either Akuma or Ken's fighting styles. But I will continue on once we get to our next battle. Discard your weapons. You have no use for them. There's my Strider Hero impersonation. That's another thing I like to do. By the way, like I said before, I'm no Maximilian, so don't expect me to pull out these amazing combos of Strider Hero, because I don't know how to. A Blue Hulk. Never seen that one before. But anyway, Ryu has been the lead character of his series since the first Street Fighter game, and his name was based on designer, excuse me if I mispronounce this name, Takashi Nishiyama's name. This was due to the fact when written in Chinese, Takashi also could be read as Ryu. Ryu's Hadouken energy was based on the wave motion gun from the titular spacecraft of the sci-fi anime series Space Battleship Yamato. Okay, I don't know if I said that right. His other two techniques from the first Street Fighter game were by actual martial arts moves. I don't know if I wrote that right. Whatever. Ryu, of course, was born in Japan, and he appears in, this is only a couple games I mentioned here. I know there's probably more. Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Alpha Warrior's Dream, Street Fighter Alpha 2, and we will continue on with that part once we get to our next match.
Is that all you've got?
He didn't even move his mouth. Okay. I'm starving. Know where I can get a bite to eat around here? I'm not picky about that. I don't know what else he said. I got interrupted. Our next battle is against X-23, Dante, and Akuma.
Come on. Fight.
You die. Not my fault.
Continue on with the games I was mentioning. Last game I said was Street Fighter Alpha 2, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, Street Fighter EX, Street Fighter the Movie. Oh shit! Oh my god! Sorry about that, Nerds and Geeks. I don't even want to mention actually just what happened. I'm kind of tearing up from it. Back to what I was saying. Street Fighter the Movie. It's a game based off the movie. Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes. X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Fate of New Worlds Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Marvel vs. Capcom Origins. Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 200. Capcom vs. SNK 2 Mark of the Millennium 2001. Okay. SNK vs. Capcom the Match of the Millennium, excuse me. SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters Clash. SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters 2 Expand Edition. SNK vs. Capcom SV Chaos. SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighter DS. Damn, there's a lot of SNK games. We will continue on. We're almost done with the games, actually, in our next battle. And that was a reference to Akuma, believe it or not. Which you probably do, so, you know, whatever. I still have a long journey before I am a true warrior. I'm not sure if that's a reference to Akuma, but I do know when he said your teachings are false, that's a reference to Akuma. They are not the best of friends. Our next battle against Phoenix, right? Phoenix and Dormammu.
Show me your strength. I want the truth and nothing but the truth.
And you will get the truth. Continuing on with the games, he also was in Namco Cross Capcom, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Ultimate All-Stars, and Project X Zone, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Tekken Cross Street Fighter, Onimashu Dawn of Dreams. He was an unlockable costume swap for the game's protagonist Saki. He had a cameo in Varf Operation Thunderstorm and was planned to appear in the now cancelled game Mega Man universe. A Ryu-inspired costume for players to use in Sony's Little Big Planet was released in 2009 as downloadable content for the title, and he also appeared in Azura's Wrath. Ryu was played by Byron Mann in the 1993 film version of Street Fighter. And despite not appearing at all in Street Fighter The Legend of Chun-Li, his name is mentioned at the end of the movie. John Fu played him at least, in the fan film Street Fighter Legacy. God, I'm sucking today. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Daniel Southworth portrayed Ryu in the short film Street Fighter Cross Tekken The Devil Within, and will appear as a main lead antagonist alongside Ken, not antagonist, excuse me, in Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. I'm sorry, I'm fucking up today, aren't I? I see you are battling your inner demons. You must prove that you are stronger than they are. That is a reference towards Phoenix and Jean Grey. Continuing on in this game, we are battling Wesker, Chun-Li, and Senko next. And next, I'm going to mention, you know, the people that voiced him in a lot of things. So, Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, he was voiced by Kojiro Shitsumitsu, apologize for pronouncing the name wrong, in the Japanese version, and Skip Stelrich in the English version. The Street Fighter US TV series, he was in the Japanese TV series, Street Fighter 2V, and he was voiced by Koji Tatsuchi, I don't know, in the Japanese one, and Skip Stelrich in the English one also. While in the ADV films dub, he was portrayed by Brett Weaver and then later by Tommy Drake. Street Fighter Alpha the animation, he was in that Street Fighter Alpha Generations, and he made a cameo in Wreck-It Ralph with Kyle Herbert reprising his role. He appears in the Udon Street Fighter comic. He's consistently ranked as one of the most popular and memorable characters from the Street Fighter series. GameSpot featured him in their article All-Time Greatest Game Hero. He was ranked number 71 in Yugo, whichever one's Network's top 100 heroes of all time. Yugo's also placed him at number 2 on their list of top 50 Street Fighter characters. IGN ranked him first in their top 25 Street Fighter characters. Game Daily listed him at number 2 in their top 20 Street Fighter characters of all time. Game Daily ranked him 6th in the top 25 Capcom characters of all time, and he has been recognized as one of the best gaming characters of all time. Now I'm at peace. So Ryu was voiced by Kyle Herbert. I think I pronounced that right. In the English version of Street Fighter V, The Ties That Bind in 2009, he was voiced by Hiroki Takashi in the Japanese version of that. Street Fighter II V 1997, he was voiced by Brett Weaver, Tommy Drink, and Skip Stelrich in the English versions. Koji Tshutistani, sorry, I'm not Asian, I don't know these fucking names, in the Japanese version. Andrea Ward in the Italian version, and Jean-Marc Delahousse in the English/French version. In Street Fighter the Animated Series in 1995, Tong Lung played him, or did his voice at least. And Wreck-It Ralph 2012, he was voiced by Kyle Herbert. Street Fighter Alpha Generations in 2005, he was voiced by Richard Casino in the English version, and Yasuki Kais in the Japanese version. In Street Fighter Alpha the movie in 2002, and in Street Fighter II the animated movie in 1995, Skip Stelrich, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but he was voiced by him. In Street Fighter Cross Tekken in 2012, Azura's Wrath in 2012, which is only a Japanese voice. And an Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 2011, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Fate of Two Worlds in 2011. Super Street Fighter 4 in 2010, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Ultimate All-Stars in 2010, which is only a Japanese voice. Street Fighter 4 2010. Kyle Herbert voices all the English voices in that game, and Hiroki Takahashi is all the Japanese voices. In Capcom Fighting Evolution 2004, SNK vs. Capcom SVC Chaos in 2003, Capcom vs. SNK 2, Mark of the Millennium in 2001, Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000, which is only a Japanese only game. He is voiced by Toshiyuki, I'm guessing. Okay. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes in 2000. He was voiced by Katashi Izuki in the English version. Yeah, we did. And Street Fighter Alpha 3 1998. Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes 1998, excuse me. Most of the voices here, by the way, are only Japanese. Like, I know like they were the same in English, but they're mostly only like he was an actual Japanese. But anyway, like I was saying, he was voiced by Toshikyu Moriwakiwa, I don't know. Pocket Fighter 1997, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo 1996. He was voiced by Soichiro Hoshi. Like I said, I don't know if I'm pronouncing these words right. Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter in 1997, X-Men vs. Street Fighter in 1996, Street Fighter Alpha 2 in 1996. Excuse me, he was voiced by Katashi Ishisuki. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these names right. I'm sorry, anybody that knows these names. Street Fighter 2, I mean not 2, 3. He was voiced by Toru Aqua and Wataru fuck it. And in Street Fighter Alpha Warriors Dreams in 1995, he was voiced by Katashi Ishiyukiya. Sure, but I know I don't have a lot of information. Usually with the Capcom characters, I don't gain so much information about them, and I usually fuck up the names, and I sound bland today because, like I said, I'm actually really tired, believe it or not. But you know, I realized something. I never thought I was good as Ryu in this game, or as really any of these characters. Like, I thought I was decent as Iron Fist and Strider Hero, but I never really played Ryu. But you know, I feel like I'm pretty good with them, if I do say so myself, as I proved in my game here. At least I think I did. Of course, the only reason why I did Ryu and for this one is I try to keep it in, you know, I don't know why I switched to Strider Hero. I meant to switch to Iron Fist, But, you know, I got to Hiru. But I like to switch it off. Like, last time I did this, it was MODOK, so I decided to do a Capcom character. And you're going to see, I could easily end him with Iron Fist at some point when I'm fighting him. But because I wanted to end it with the Capcom character and I accidentally knocked out Strider Hiru, I decided to go with Ryu, which actually I wanted to do Ryu anyway. So right about here, we'll finish Galactus off, and Ryu saves the world. I also want to state that I'm not quite positive about this, but I do think in the beginning where Galactus has no amount of training will prepare you for this fight, I believe that is a jab at Ryu. Don't quote me on that, though. The road was long and treacherous, but I had finally conquered the most dangerous enemy, myself. I will no longer succumb to the Satsu no Haru. I have found a righteous power. Fool, you have no idea what is you shun. I have found something more powerful than you can ever imagine. Iron Sharugan! I'm never making that voice again. But, you know, I believe that is actually... I mean, I haven't played through everybody in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, but I do know that is the first time I've seen that someone from the vanilla Marvel vs. Capcom 3 ending is completely changed. Before, it just kind of showed Ryu walking off with like a, you know, a weight bag, and this time they completely changed it. It's a, you know, basically referencing that he mastered the Iron Fist, which couldn't have gone any better considering who I had on my team, along, you know, with Iron Fist being one of them. But, you know, I actually really enjoyed it. I'm now that I know that there's not superstars, one of my WE12. Now that I know there are characters that from the third vanilla game that may have different endings, I'm actually a little bit more excited to play more of the older characters. But alas, nerds and geeks, this is the end of this week's edition of Suprocker Saturday. Tune in tomorrow for Suprocker Sunday when we play some Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion, the arcade playthroughs of that. I do hope you have enjoyed this, as even though I was a little bit lackluster, I know my commentary was a little off due to my being tired, but I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave me a like, and please subscribe if you would like to see more of these. Also, don't forget to follow me on Facebook and like me on Twitter. And as always, nerds and geeks, I have been OMG WTF LOL FTW BRB, and I'll be seeing you next week when we continue on with some more Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and we step in the shoes of one of Marvel's greatest heroes or greatest villains. But as always, nerds and geeks, I'll see you next time, so until then, have a great day.